Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rave Green TV. And this is going to be your preview for leg one of the Seattle Sounders against León in the quarterfinals of the CONCACAF Champions League. It's going to be me and Nick. We're going to be previewing this match for you all. If you guys want to know our thoughts on the Real Salt Lake game, make sure to go check out the review that I put out for you guys. I'll leave an annotation up for you all to check that out because we're not going to be touching upon that game. So if you do want to know our thoughts, just click on the annotation, watch the review that's on the channel. But in regards to the León game, leg one's in Seattle, leg two is in Mexico, and I want everyone to keep in mind that the Liga MX season's been officially canceled as of right now. So this is the only competition León actually has to play in and fight in is just this. And the away leg will have no fans in Mexico for León, also to keep in mind. But Nick, what are you expecting out of this game? Because the Sounders have not been good come the first couple matches of the season. And León is probably the toughest opponent we've played. Yeah, they're not first in Liga MX. They're currently in fourth, but they're a tougher opponent than Nashville, Real Salt Lake, and the Sounders couldn't muster up a win. But Brian was resting players for this game. So what are your thoughts going into this León game?
So there's obviously a lot of specific circumstances that are coming into this game here. León not having any fans in the second leg and their season being suspended. An upside and downside of that is León has now nothing else to play for other than Champions League. So they're going to be throwing in everything at us for this game. The upside for our advantage is they haven't been playing. So I would hope that comes out to benefit the Sounders instead. I think it's going to go only one or two ways, nothing in the middle. Either that we're going to get absolutely demolished because we've been terrible. We're in terrible form. And I'm sorry, Sounders fans, we're just not good enough with the way we're playing right now. For some reason, ever since it hit September of 2021, we just forgot how to win. The biggest thing is that it's high risk, high reward. We're playing for the Champions League, but obviously Brian is throwing in everything to win the Champions League. But if we don't win it, kind of like how it went last year with the Leagues Cup against, you guessed it, León, it'll be all for naught at the end. And then we just lost two league games in a row for no reason. Not like there's ever a reason to lose, but I guess Brian might be seeing it as, oh, I'd rather lose the first two games, but then win the Champions League. That's just based on the way how we've been playing on the decisions he's been making with his subs. I don't think that's the mindset he actually brings to the field, but actions speak louder than words in that case.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, there is two ways to look at it. I mean, Brian has dumped all his eggs in the basket for this game. And also another story arc we need to mention about this game is this is the rematch between the two teams in the all historic and prestigious Leagues Cup final match that happened last season. And I'm being sarcastic, obviously, because the Leagues Cup was built last season. And so there is a little bit in there's a little storyline in this for sure that the Sounders do kind of need a win. I think the Sounders could get a win. I think the cards are in their favor with no fans being allowed in the León Stadium for the away leg. Sounders need to come out in this game how they did in leg two against Motagua in regards to they need to crush their opponent. They need to win this one 2-3-0, keep a clean sheet, get a couple of goals. So then the away leg in León is more comfortable for us. And that was the issue with the first leg against Motagua. We tied 0-0 instead of killing off that game. For example, like NYCFC did against Santos de Guapiles, I believe it's how you pronounce it. But then again, Santos de Guapiles is probably historically one of the worst teams in CONCACAF. But to be fair, Motagua is not one of the big powerhouses in CONCACAF. So I think we could have been doing a lot better anyway in that game. Not to say León are pushovers at all, but they're up for the taking. You know, we haven't played well in our first couple of games. Brian has put his eggs in this basket. It's literally now for the Sounders at this point, based off of the results and how things have been going, it's win Champions League or bust. As basically as Nick said, we have to try to win this Champions League. It's a trophy we've never won. Brian has said, you know, it's a myth that teams can't compete in the Champions League and in MLS, but clearly that's not the case because we're trying to do both and we're getting put to the sword in the MLS games because we are bottom of the West. We're on the same level as FC Cincinnati and Charlotte, two really bad teams in MLS. People would argue are USL type clubs. And you know what? Sounders are at that standard right now. I don't care if it's only 2 games into the season. We are bottom of the West. I don't know how this game's going to go. I mean, Nick said it can go either two ways. Sounders either play really well or Sounders play really bad. and I think I'm leaning towards Sounders are going to play really bad. Part of me just wants the Sounders to actually get dumped out of Champions League. I mean, part of me wants to see us win it, but it's just hard when we're not seeing good results in MLS. And I don't know. I'm just struggling with grasping how tomorrow's game is going to go because I really don't know, and I don't know what to tell you all for how this game's going to go for the Sounders. But I'm hoping for a 2-0, 3-0 win because that's the ideal result to have in leg one.
Yeah, that's the big dilemma with Champions League and MLS. The approach teams usually take when trying to make a deep run is pick one or the other. Can't have both. So I understand why part of you wants the Sounders to be dumped out of the Champions League, because we need to do well in the league. There's no point of doing phenomenal in the Champions League if we can't even be in contention of a playoff spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's important for the Sounders to do well in MLS, but what are your score predictions for tomorrow's game? How do you think it's going to go? If you're going to put your bottom dollar on it, what's your score prediction? I'll give you guys mine after Nick goes.
Big part of me wants to be pessimistic just because of the last 2 games and therefore the last 8 league games.
In Champions League, we at least have a win.
That is true. A 5-0 victory at home against Motagua, the team of the year. Well, it's at home. I'm hoping that there's going to be a big crowd for a Tuesday night. Fortunately, in this circumstance, there is that sense of revenge for the Sounders. That mistake Arriaga made to throw away the rest of the game last season, the unfortunate penalty that we had against us in the League's Cup final. A lot of us did want us to win that cup last year. So I think the Sounders will actually bring it on tomorrow. I'm hoping that we bring our system. Everyone follows the system. We're not experimenting. We're starting the people who we know will do well. So I'm hoping we have a solid lineup tomorrow. If all the stars are aligned, I think we could take a 2-0 victory. If we're doing everything right. That's me being optimistic.
I like it. No, optimism. You know, we need a little bit on this channel. For me, yeah, it depends on the lineup. Based off of how we lined up in the Salt Lake game, the subs, I think we will have a strong lineup in this game. We did play well in that League's Cup final. And if we're going to base it off of that, Sounders did play really well up to the goal, maybe 10 minutes even after the goal, because Ruby Diaz even hits the post. It almost becomes 2-0. Sounders were in that game. They play like they did before. They can win this game 2-0. 3-0 would be an absolute crazy result, but they can do it. The Sounders can do it. I'm going to be realistic, though, because I need to get out of this fantasy land I'm almost putting myself into. I'm going to say it's going to end 1-1. I don't see the Seattle Sounders winning this game. I don't think we'll lose, but I am leaning a little more towards the Sounders in this competition because of based off of things Brian said, based off our lineups at MLS. CONCACAF Champions League might be a little bit of a different story for the Sounders, but I don't know. You guys got to let us know in the comments down below. How do you think this game will go against León? What is your guys' score prediction? Who do you guys want to see play in this game? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash the like button on today's video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I hope you all have a lovely day.